My aunt called my catering business a cute little side hustle, then invited 200 guests and expected me to cook for free. So I sent her an invoice and watched the family group chat catch fire. But let me back up, because what happened next made local news, cost someone their marriage, and taught my entire family a lesson about respect they'll never forget. Hey everyone, before I spill this tea that's still steaming hot from last month, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. I'm curious if family drama hits the same everywhere, or if Southern California just breeds a special kind of entitled relative. Now, let's jump into the story. My name is Rachel, I'm 35, and I own Saffron and Sage Catering in Orange County. Not a food truck, not a home kitchen hobby, but a legitimate business with commercial kitchens, 12 employees, and contracts with tech companies that pay more for one lunch meeting than most people make in a month. But to my family, I'm still little Rachie who makes nice sandwiches. It started 3 months ago. I was in my kitchen at 5 a.m. prepping for a Microsoft executive lunch when my phone buzzed. Aunt Victoria, the self-appointed matriarch of our family who married money twice and acts like she earned it herself. Rachel, darling, I need you for Sophia's engagement party. Sophia, my cousin, the golden child who got a business degree she never used and now sells essential oils on Instagram while her trust fund pays the bills. Meanwhile, I built my company from nothing after my divorce left me with $400 and a French bulldog named Olive who still snores next to me while I work. Sure, Aunt Vicky, send me the details and I'll work up a quote. She laughed. Actually laughed? A quote? Sweetheart, it's family. Just bring some of your little appetizer trays. Nothing fancy. Little appetizer trays. I cater $50,000 weddings, but sure, let me just bring my little trays. How many guests? I asked, already knowing this was going south. Oh, maybe 40 or 50, family and close friends. I should have known better. I really should have. But I was raised to help family, so I agreed to send her some options. That night, Olive was sprawled across my lap while I drafted a family discount menu. Even with a 40% reduction, we're talking $3,000 for 50 people with the simple menu she requested. I sent it over. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded. Not just Aunt Victoria. The entire family group chat. Can you believe Rachel wants to charge us? For family? My gardener would cater for less. This is what happens when people forget where they come from. That last one? From cousin Marcus, who borrowed $5,000 from me 2 years ago for his startup and ghosted me when I asked about repayment. I sat there, Olive licking my hand as my eyes burned with unshed tears. 5 years building this business. 5 years of 18-hour days, burned batches I ate as dinner because I couldn't afford to waste food, nights I slept in my car between events because gas money was tight. But okay. They want to play? Let's play. I typed my response carefully. No problem. I understand budgets are tight. Here are some great caterers in your price range. I attached links to 3 budget caterers, including one that exclusively does Costco platters. Silence. Beautiful golden silence. Until Sophia called me directly. Not text, called. Rachel, you're really going to do this? You're really going to make my engagement party about money? I'm running a business, Soph, but Tony's family will be there. The Hendersons from Newport Beach. What will they think if we serve Costco food? Ah, there it was. The real issue. Not the money, but the image. Then hire a caterer who fits your budget and your standards. She hung up on me. 2 weeks passed. I focused on my real clients, including a tech launch party that same weekend as Sophia's event. The contract was worth $15,000. I wasn't worried about missing her little party. Then I got a text from my mom. Please reconsider. Victoria is telling everyone you're being difficult. Being difficult. That's what they call it when you know your worth. But here's where things get interesting. And trust me, if you think this is drama, wait until you hear what happened next. 3 days before Sophia's party, I was at the farmer's market at dawn, selecting heirloom tomatoes for my tech client, when I ran into Mrs. Henderson. Yes, that Henderson from the Newport Beach family Sophia was so desperate to impress. Rachel, I've been meaning to call you. We're so excited to taste your food at Sophia's party. Victoria's been raving about your business for weeks. I nearly dropped my tomatoes. I'm sorry, what? The engagement party? Victoria said you're doing your famous bruschetta bar and that seafood tower you did for the Mitchell wedding. We're actually considering you for our anniversary party because of it. My blood went cold. Olive, who comes with me everywhere in her little carrier bag, must have sensed my mood because she started her nervous whining. Mrs. Henderson, I'm not catering Sophia's party. Her face went through about 6 expressions. But, Victoria said she told everyone. That's when I knew. My aunt had been telling everyone I was catering to save face, probably planning to pressure me last minute or just expecting me to cave. I have to go, I said, my mind racing. I called Victoria immediately. Voicemail. Sophia. Voicemail. The family group chat had been suspiciously quiet for days. Then, at 10 p.m. the night before the party, I got the call. Unknown number. Is this Rachel from Saffron and Sage? Yes. This is Tom from Budget Bites Catering. I'm supposed to do an event tomorrow, but my van just broke down and my partner has food poisoning. The client is Victoria Summers. She said you might be able to help. Budget Bites. The Costco platter people. I sat down hard, Olive immediately jumping into my lap. They'd actually hired the cheapest option, but even that was falling through. I'm booked, I said. She said she's your aunt? Please, I'll lose my business if word gets out I bailed last minute. That's not my problem. But as I hung up, my phone rang again. Mom. Rachel, please. The party is tomorrow. 200 people are coming. 200, she told me 50. Please honey, just this once. Just this once. How many times had I heard that? Just this once. Watch your cousins. Just this once. Lend them money. Just this once. Accept less than you deserve. Mom, I have a contracted event tomorrow. Can't someone else handle it? That's when I snapped. Would you ask a doctor to skip surgery because family needs a checkup? Would you ask a lawyer to abandon a client for free family advice? That's different. Why? Because food isn't important. Because what I do isn't real work? I hung up. But here's the thing about karma. Sometimes it needs a little push. At 6 a.m. the day of Sophia's party, my phone rang. Mr. Henderson, Rachel, I apologize for calling so early, but my wife is quite upset. She found out last night that you're not catering today's event. Mr. Henderson, I'm going to be direct. We invested in Sophia's fiancé's company partly because Victoria assured us this event would showcase the level of quality they bring to business relationships. Now I'm hearing there's no caterer. My heart was pounding. There was a miscommunication. I see. Well, here's my position. If you cater this event at your full rate, I'll not only pay for it personally but also book you for our anniversary and recommend you to my colleagues. If this party fails, however, I'm pulling our investment. The room spun. Sophia's fiancé's company needed that investment. The family would implode if they lost it because of this. Sir, I appreciate the offer, but I'll pay double your normal rate, plus a rush fee. Cash, today, double. For 200 people, that was $30,000. I need it in writing and payment upfront. Done. I'll have my assistant send it over. I sat there, Olive tilting her head at me, and made a decision that would change everything. But first I called my team. Emergency event. Triple overtime. Who's in? Every single person said yes. That's what happens when you treat employees well, something my family wouldn't understand. We had 6 hours. I've pulled off impossible events before, but this was different. This was personal. My team transformed into an army. 2 ran to Restaurant Depot. 3 started prep in our kitchen. I called in every favor from vendors, paying premium for same-day delivery. But here's what I didn't tell anyone. I upgraded everything. The menu Sophia had mocked as too expensive, that became the baseline. I added a raw bar, Wagyu beef stations, and a dessert spread that would make Wolfgang Puck weep. If the Hendersons wanted to see what I could do, they'd see it all. At 2 p.m. we rolled up to the venue, the Pelican Hill Resort. My aunt stood at the entrance, her face cycling through relief, anger, and confusion. Rachel, thank God. But how? Mr. Henderson hired me. Full rate, plus rush fees. Her face went white. What? Turns out when you lie about who's catering your event, people notice. He called me directly. But before she could respond, Olive, who I'd brought in her carrier, started barking frantically at the side entrance. There, trying to sneak in, was the Budget Bites van. Did you hire 2 caterers? I asked. Victoria's face told me everything. She'd planned to have them set up and then claim I'd been difficult about the menu, making it look like she had to scramble. Tom, I called to the Budget Bites owner. Mr. Henderson covered your fee too. You can go. The poor man looked relieved and confused, but took the check Mr. Henderson's assistant handed him and left. That's when things got really interesting. My team worked like a symphony. Every plate, every garnish, every detail perfect. Guests started arriving, and the reactions were immediate. Victoria, this is incredible. This must have cost a fortune. Who's your caterer? My aunt had no choice but to point to me and my team. But she tried to control the narrative. My niece Rachel, I've been mentoring her little business. Mentoring. I wanted to laugh, but I was too busy directing service. Then Sophia cornered me by the kitchen station. You're trying to embarrass me. I'm trying to save your engagement party, and your fiancé's investment deal. Her face changed. What? Ask your future father-in-law why he hired me. She stormed off, and 20 minutes later I heard shouting from the garden. Through the window I saw Sophia, her fiancé Derek, and Aunt Victoria in heated discussion, arms waving, faces red. That's when Olive proved she was worth her weight in truffle oil. My little Frenchie had somehow escaped her carrier and wandered into the party, straight to Mrs. Henderson, who was actually a dog lover. As I rushed to retrieve her, Mrs. Henderson was already smitten. Is this your dog? She's adorable. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Henderson. She's usually in her carrier. Don't apologize. You know, anyone who rescues animals and builds a business from nothing has character. Victoria mentioned you did this all yourself after your divorce? I froze. Victoria had been talking about my divorce? Mrs. Henderson must have seen my face. Oh dear, was that private? Victoria made it sound like, well, like you needed the charity of family events to stay afloat. The words hit like ice water. So that was the story. Poor divorced Rachel. Needs our pity. Toss her some family events to keep her little business alive. Miss Henderson, last month I catered the Tesla product launch. The month before, Netflix's executive retreat. I'm here as a favor to your husband, not out of need. Her eyes widened. Tesla? But Victoria says a lot of things. Miss Henderson clinked his glass for a toast around 7 p.m., just as the sun was setting over the ocean. The golden hour light was perfect. My food was perfect, and I was already planning my exit. Before we toast the happy couple, I want to thank someone special. Rachel Chen of Saffron and Sage Catering pulled off the impossible today. Polite applause. I smiled professionally. What many of you don't know, he continued, is that Rachel stepped in last minute when the original caterer canceled. She mobilized her entire team on 6 hours' notice to create this incredible experience. The applause got louder. Victoria's face was stone. But more importantly, she did it after certain family members spent weeks disrespecting her business, expecting free labor, and spreading false information about her success. The garden went silent. You could hear the ocean waves. Rachel caters for Fortune 500 companies. She employs 12 people. She built an empire from nothing, and yet her own family called it a cute little side hustle. He looked directly at Victoria. Support small businesses, especially the ones you're related to, especially the ones run by women who fought for every inch of success. Rachel, would you say a few words? 200 faces turned to me. Sophia looked sick. Victoria was gripping her champagne flute so hard I thought it might shatter. I stepped forward, Olive somehow at my feet, tail wagging. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. I just want to say that knowing your worth isn't arrogance, it's survival, and charging what you deserve isn't greed, it's business. To Sophia and Derek, may your marriage be built on more honesty than this party was. Someone gasped. Someone else laughed. Then surprisingly, Derek raised his glass. To honesty, he said, looking at Sophia in a way that suggested they'd be having a long conversation later. The party continued, but the atmosphere had shifted. I overheard snippets of conversation that made everything worth it. Victoria really said it was a hobby? Did you try the Wagyu? This is not Costco food. My company needs a caterer. Do you have Rachel's card? Marcus, the cousin who owed me money, approached during dessert service. Rach, that was brutal. So was calling me ungrateful in the family chat. Yeah, fair. Look, about that money, keep it, consider it a $5,000 lesson in not mixing business and family. He actually looked ashamed. Progress, but the real confrontation came from Aunt Victoria, who cornered me by my van as we packed up. You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself. I just served the food. Family doesn't do this to each other. I stopped loading and faced her. Family doesn't lie about your business. Family doesn't expect free labor. Family doesn't spread rumors that you're a charity case. I was trying to help you. No, you were trying to use me. There's a difference. She stormed off, but not before I added. The invoice will be sent to Mr. Henderson. He's already paid, but I want you to see what your little party actually cost. 3 days later, my phone hadn't stopped ringing. The Henderson party had generated 6 corporate inquiries and 2 wedding bookings. My Instagram followers doubled. Someone had filmed Mr. Henderson's speech and it went viral on TikTok with #KnowYourWorth trending. But the universe wasn't done with the plot twists. Mom called. "Rachel, you need to know something. If this is about Victoria." "No, it's about Sophia and Derek." My stomach dropped. "What happened?" "Derek found out Sophia and Victoria had been telling his family that you were desperate for work, that they were helping you by letting you cater. He also found out they'd taken deposits from some guests who wanted to contribute to the catering, telling them it was going to you. They took money in my name? $3,000. Derek made Sophia return it all. And," she paused, "he called off the engagement." I sat down hard. Olive jumped into my lap, sensing my shock. "He called it off." He said if she could lie about something like this, what else would she lie about? "Rachel, I'm sorry. I should have stood up for you." "Yeah, Mom, you should have. Victoria is saying you ruined Sophia's life." "Victoria ruined Sophia's life by teaching her that image matters more than integrity." It's been a month now. The family is split. Half think I'm a hero who finally stood up to Victoria's bullying. The other half think I destroyed Sophia's happiness for petty revenge. But here's what they don't see. "Sophia called me last week. 'I hate you,' she started. Okay, but you were right. Derek was right. I've been living in this fake bubble my whole life. And I want to learn. Really learn. Can I work for you?" I nearly dropped the phone. "You want to work for my little catering business?" "I want to work for a real business. I want to earn something for once." I thought about it. "Minimum wage. You start at the bottom. 1 complaint from my team and you're out. Deal." She starts next week. Victoria hasn't spoken to either of us. But the best part? Last night I catered a charity gala. Mr. Henderson introduced me to every guest personally. One of them, a venture capitalist, asked if I'd thought about franchising. "Maybe," I said. "But right now I'm focused on maintaining quality." "That's exactly the right answer," she said, handing me her card. "Call me when you're ready." I looked at that card, thought about where I started, and smiled. Olive barked, probably wanting another piece of Wagyu. Even she knows her worth now. To everyone watching who's ever been told your work isn't real, your business is just a hobby, or your dreams are too big, send them an invoice. Literally or metaphorically. Price yourself like the professional you are. Family discount, sure, 10% off. But respect? That's non-negotiable. And Aunt Victoria? She posted on Facebook yesterday about supporting small businesses. The comments section roasted her so hard she deleted it within an hour. Karma, like good catering, is best served at exactly the right temperature. Remember, success isn't revenge. But when your success makes people reconsider how they treated you, that's not revenge either. That's justice. With a side of bruschetta and a $30,000 receipt. Drop a comment if you've ever had to choose between family expectations and your own worth. And if you're running a small business that your family doesn't take seriously, this is your sign to raise your prices. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a Tesla board meeting to cater tomorrow. And Olive needs her pedicure. Yes, my dog gets pedicures now. We've both learned our worth.